Hello, DCSD teachers, and welcome to the Hybrid Attendance Screencast. In this video, you will learn how to take the Google form that has been created for you, share it out with your students so that they can take attendance, and then analyze the data. This will allow you to put attendance in Infinite Campus for those students who are participating in the hybrid learning from home on that particular day. The very first thing you will want to do is to click on the link in the Google Doc that is provided for you. Or you can go up to the Omni box and type in bit.ly/hybrid attendance. Once that is put into the Omni box, you hit enter and it brings you to this screen where you are asked to make a copy of the hybrid attendance form. Simply click make a copy and you will have your own representation or version of this form. Once on the form, this is what you should see. The form is extremely simple. You notice right here, this form is automatically collecting email addresses, so the student is already logged in on a Chromebook. All they have to do is open this form, and then if you notice down here, they just need to put in the date that they are selecting for their attendance. What they will do to enter that is they will click the calendar icon, and then they will click the current date. The beautiful thing is that once the calendar icon is clicked, as is shown in the picture, the current date is highlighted in a blue box with a white number, which makes it incredibly easy for students of all grade levels to be able to select the date for their attendance. If you're curious what this looks like from the student side, this is the view your students will have. It will allow them to note what their username is that is going to be recorded, as well as simply putting in the date that they are selecting for attendance. As mentioned, they'll click the calendar icon, which brings up a calendar, and the current date is selected. They just click the date, then all they need to do is click submit, and their attendance for that day has been recorded. Inside of the form, you'll notice at the top there's a spot for questions, which is where the date of attendance question resides. Then you'll also notice a responses, and this is where all of those will be recorded. The very first step in this is you will want to make sure you click the Create Spreadsheet icon, which is the green square with the white cross. Then once clicked, you'll notice that the ability to create a new spreadsheet will appear. Go ahead and click Create. And then this is where all of the responses will be recorded once a student submits their attendance. What this looks like in action, I have created some false data for a spreadsheet. So you notice that I have the timestamp, and then I will have the student email across the top, and then I have the day's date for attendance. So I filled it with a ton of dates to show as an example. I have 2 students here that have submitted their attendance for several days. So let's take a look at how this 2-tab add-on works. So like I said before, we're going to go up here to add-ons. We're going to click 2 tabs, and then we're going to click show sidebar. As you notice, it brings up that sidebar that we are used to from the previous screencast. And instead of selecting the timestamp, we're actually going to sort by email. Because remember, we want all of the students' attendance to appear on one tab. So if I click email and I click submit, you will notice that it's going to run its code, and it's going to give me 2 tabs that represent the students that I had. So it's already filtered by that column, and it's already placed into its own tab. Once you set up the 2 tabs, it will continue to feed new entries into that tab. What I mean by that is every time that student submits an answer or a date for their attendance, it will automatically feed to their individual tab, which makes it super easy to determine what days they have checked in. To rename a tab, you will have to check out what the student ID number is for each student. The first initial, last initial student ID number. That does a couple different things. First of all, that makes it easier on you when you are putting attendance into Infinite Campus. It also shrinks your tabs so you're able to see more of your students down on the bottom row. So for example, I'm going to rename this one to me. If I click this drop down arrow next to the tab, or on the tab, I'm going to click rename, and I'm just going to title it Evan Mosier. So you notice that tab shrunk, but none of the data that's in here changed, which is terrific. We're just going to say this one here is Ben Reller. So now we have two students that are in this Google Sheet. Their attendance is going to continue to sort by every time they submit, and then you will be able to track the days that they've turned in and easily transfer that data into Infinite Campus. To give you an idea how the filters work, maybe you want to sort by a certain day. So remember we turned on that filter, and so now we have these little triangles that point down next to all of our header titles. So let's say we want to sort by September 6th, and that's going to bring up two dates for these students. So I'm going to go up here to today's date and hover over that little triangle and click. This is going to bring up the filtering options. So let's just clear it all, and we want to sort by September 6th. We're going to say OK, and this would give me a rundown of all of the students that had submitted attendance for any given day. The easiest way to share this out with your students is through Google Classroom. So the very first thing you will want to do is to click on the Classwork tab at the very top. I would recommend creating a topic for your attendance and making sure that that remains at the top every single day. So I'm going to create topic all the way down on the bottom. So then I'll just title this attendance, and I'm going to add. So now I have a topic created. Next thing I want to do is I want to add my Google form to this topic so that it's visible to students every time they log into my Google Classroom, no matter what day it is and when it is. So let's click create, and let's click assignment. So let's click create, and let's click on material. It's not necessarily going to be an assignment. It's just something that we want to have linked for them to do each and every day that they are not in the building with us, when we can visibly take attendance and put it into Infinite Campus. So let's create material. We are going to title this hybrid attendance, and feel free to title this whatever else you wish. So let's click add from Google Drive. And now we know that we are going to be putting in the form. So you notice this is the copy that it was created for me of DCSD hybrid attendance. Then I'm going to click insert in the lower right hand corner. Now the copy of the DCSD hybrid attendance form is here. And before we click post, let's assign that to our attendance topic so it's automatically attached to that particular topic. So let's go ahead and click post. And now that you will notice in your classwork, the hybrid attendance is automatically there. When a student comes to this page, they will go to classwork, click on hybrid attendance, click on the form, and then they will. If you have any questions at all about the form, sharing it with your students, or analyzing the data in Google Sheets, please reach out to Evan Mosier or Ben Reller, or your technology innovator, who will be more than happy to assist you. Best of luck in the upcoming school year.